80% of the community. One of the most respected, a number of people said, one of the most respected library districts and quasi-governmental entities anywhere in this entire southern Colorado. So I just really ask you to think, play this out. What will happen to that trust and to that energy and to that momentum and the ability to work with so many people if you don't give yourselves a little more time?
I've even seen signs that say we need a community center. And, you know, back in October, I made the comment of, you know, the library is not a community center.
I guess I sort of want to start with you, Scott. What would the plan be? I did hear you say something about a committee, creating a working group with the Save Rockrimmon group and most importantly, I believe, the city council.
Yes, we should have a special committee that looks to figure out what our short-term plan is and what our long-term plan is, instead of just jumping the gun and closing the library. I'm not sure why we still have a problem with funding at this point for a year. This room has raised a lot of money. The Friends of the Library have also stated that they are willing to donate some money. We haven't even gone to the foundation and asked them, would they be willing to assist us? That's an option. But we as a board did not look at those options. We looked at the bottom line and said, we can't support this. Now, what is it going to look like in 12 months? I don't know. That's why we need to have these conversations with this group. That's why we need to get the city involved, the county commissioners. And yes, I understand that there's a need out east. There's a need all over the place for libraries. Does that mean that we look at going to Tabor? I really hope so. So what I'm proposing is that we work with this group, figure out what those short-term solution is, figure out what a long-term solution is. If it's Tabor, hey, I'm all for that. If it's looking to figure out, can we do a mill levy? That's great too. I understand it's going to cost some money. So it's not the library district is responsible for all of the money. That's why we have these other groups that help out. So again, you know, that's something that I am willing to help out with. I am willing to provide updates, monthly updates at each board meeting to see where we are. And we honestly should have done this before. I'm trying to, as Debbie is also trying to rebuild those relationships with this community. And it's not just Rockrimmon, it's the entire district. Because at what point do we stop with just Rockrimmon? We've got to look at all the other branches as well. Like I said, I would love to see Rockrimmon grow. I would love to see Monument grow. We're having a problem out in High Prairie, which is the highest traffic right now. We're running out of space. And I'd love to see that branch grow. And I'm to the point where we've got to do something instead of just talking about it. We actually have to do it. So I don't know if that answers all your questions.
I'd just like to say that I have watched people come here meeting after meeting after meeting, and along with all the reasons why we should keep the library open, what I hear over and over again is, we want you to vote again. We have a chance to do something together that could inform how we move into the future. But what I know is that we can't do anything that we need to do by ourselves anymore, because this community is so big that unless we work together, whether that's a library district or a school district or a city council issue or somebody needs a community center, it can't just be somebody making the decision without working with the people who are affected by that decision. We have the same priorities that we had when the last vote happened. We want to make our buildings and our people safe. We want to pay our staff a living wage and have enough of them so that they're not burned out. We need to have access to resources all across our service area. We need to catch up with the capital maintenance issues that have put off so that we can keep serving people. We have to do all of those things, and you want those things too. So we shouldn't be, in my opinion, we shouldn't be necessarily saying we can only do one thing. I also believe that we can find a way to work with the community to not just reopen the Rockrimmon branch, but to develop a model for working with the community on every big decision.
Is Aaron still on? Jeremiah, does he want to speak?
He is on, I can't speak to his willingness to speak.
I understand where Scott, you and Debbie are coming from. I don't have a lot of new thoughts on this. It's hard sometimes. Just because you and I disagree on a specific action doesn't mean that you're not heard. It means that we disagree and we come to different conclusions. And so understand that I have heard you, I have listened. But frankly, I don't believe enough of the environment and the context has changed for this, for my vote to be any different.
I have been with my children when they were young through boundary changes when we had boundaries. And I know how difficult all of this is. When the children said they cried when they became emotional. You know what? My son became a brat